Hey guys, and welcome back. So what I got going on now is I'm going to try and build a couple drawers for the very bottom of the cabinet. Let me show you a couple of these bottom ones because I don't have guides for the bottom. They just are going to sit on the very bottom frame. So those should be pretty easy to do. So let's get going. Let's cut some. I'm ready. Alright guys, so the first thing we need to do is cut this measurement for the base of the drawer, and then we're going to measure up to this very first guide rail for the next drawer, and then we're going to measure the depth, which should be about 9.5. I don't want to go all the way to 9 3/4 like I think it is, but let's do some measurements and find out here. So the back of the cabinet is looks like it's almost 10 deep, so we want to go a little less than that, which I'm thinking 9.5 should be perfect. So let's measure this one over here and make sure that we're a little square. Yeah, because we're not quite, our plywood base is not quite square because we have 10 inches over here, but we only have about 9 3/4 over here. So I'm going to make those all 9.5. 9.5 looks pretty good as far as depth. And what I also want to do is measure the top depth of the drawers, which, okay, so about 9.5. So we're good. I just want to make sure that we're making relatively the same size drawers. So that's good. So 9.5 in our depth. And then it looks like 3 and not quite 7/8. So 3 and 7/8 by almost, I'd say 3 and 7/8. 3 and 7/8. That's pretty good size. So let's measure some of these out and let's get cutting. Okay guys, so you see that the drawer bottom width is 3 and 5/8, and then we measure up to 9.5 is the depth of the drawer. So let's get this cut. Okay guys, so I went ahead and cut 2. So these are both the bottom. One is in the bottom left 1, and one is the bottom left number 2. So I figured I might as well make 2 at once, and let's get going. Okay guys, so I got all my sides and the back and the front cut along with the base. So I'm going to use my pin nailer, and I'm using 3/4 inch pins because I don't want to go too far and we don't want to go too deep, just for the chance of breaking out. So let me set the camera up so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay guys, so all we're gonna do is basically make a box, and we're just gonna tack it together, and my end pieces are gonna go inside. So bear with me as I put this thing together here. Shouldn't be too hard to put it together. Move some of these out of the way so that we can get it nice and flush. And then you just stick your pin nailer up there, and you want to get this as level as you can. And why is it not shooting? And just give her a shot. And make sure your fingers are out of the way, guys. So I'm only going to do a couple to tack them, and then I'm going to switch sides here. Should be able to put that under there. Alright, we're just getting this baby tacked up for right now. Make sure all your edges are flush too, guys, before you do any nailing. And what I like about these pin nails is you don't have to worry about going through the material because they're really small and really nice and thin. So they work out really great. Alright, and we're just going to do the same for the other side. Put our end piece in there. And then we do the bottom last, guys. Bottom's last. Alright. Got the right piece. Let's see. Make sure I got the right pieces together here. Yeah. This one's a little better here. Get some of that sanded off. Here's your pin nailer. Size it up. Give her a shot. Yeah, see, one of these drawers is a little awkward on one side, but that's okay. What's nice about this gun is it has a safety trigger, so the trigger, it won't trigger unless you pull the safety and then shoot. Yep. It's one nice thing about Porter Cable, guys. They have safety features on their pneumatic stuff. Alright, let's get this guy shot in here. Nice. Alright, so let's see. Make sure I got one end that's flush. And then I am going to put the bottom on. So as you can see, this is kind of a little bit warped, but once we put it on the drawer, it should come out of it. And that's what we're planning on doing here. Alright, so you want to flush it up nicely. Make sure your edges are all nice and flush. And I have a little overhang on the one side, but it's okay. We're just tacking her in for right now to get it where we want it. And then I'm going to come back and sand it up a little bit too. Yep. So this is the part of the project that really makes the project really worthwhile. And you see we have a little bit of overhang. I don't know if you can see this in the video, a little bit of overhang. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up chopping that off. And I got a little, you can kind of see it here. It's not quite as flush, but we can do a lot of sanding before we're done. So let's go ahead and finish tacking this bad boy up. Nice. Look at that. We got us our first box, guys. Aren't we excited? I am. I'm like way excited. I want to see how all this comes together, you know. See, and that base really straightened out, because once you put it all together, it doesn't have the ability to bow like when it's by itself. So that'll work out just perfect. All right, so there you have it. There's the first drawer. So let me get this sanded and we'll fit it in there. See how it looks, guys. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and do my second drawer as well. Might as well. I got it all cut out. And we're just going to tack it all up and put the base on. And I got a little bit of sanding right there, because we want our base to be completely flat, guys. Yes. So that when we tack it on, it doesn't like try to get all jolly whoppered in the frame, in the slot where it's gonna go. Make sure there's no hump there. Let's see, the top. Yeah. All right. So here's our bottom. too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Don't have to be perfect, guys. And these are for the base. It doesn't have to be as even with the sides as the upper drawers are going to be. So it's okay if you don't want to waste your material if it's not perfect by recutting or, redoing it. That's just a waste. If it's not perfect, it doesn't have to be. It's just going to hold seeds. It's not like it's going to hold heavy screws or bolts or carriage bolts or anything. So it should be just fine for what I'm making it for, really. I just want to make sure that it doesn't come apart. Yeah, that's our main concern, is that it does not come apart. Yep. All right. Too shabby. Let's file that down just a little bit. All right, guys, let's let me sand this face first. Yeah, want it to look as good as we can. I know it's not going to be perfect, but all right. So there's another drawer. It's pretty cool, don't it? All right, let's move you over there so we can see it inside the cabinet. All right, guys, so the moment of truth. Let's get these drawers in there. Let's see how they look here. Let's see what we got going on. All right. Kind of get in there. What are you waiting on? Hold on a second, guys. A little bit traumatic for me. Why is that not going in there? Oh no. Tell me I made it wrong. There we go. Okay. All right, let me turn this around so you guys can see. And I apologize if you're looking at the top of my head. Here we go. Okay, so here's two drawers. See how it just sits on the bottom of that? And it fits nice and on the bottom of the cabinet. Plenty of room to get them in and out. And what's nice is that we'll be able to take this whole drawer out and take it wherever we want to go. That's what I am really aiming for. I didn't want something that we wouldn't be able to remove, because if I want to organize and, throw some stuff out, I sure as heck don't want them to be not be able to come out. So, but there you go, guys. It's looking awesome. I love it. And it's so fun. It really is to make drawers. That's really fun. I mean, look how simple it was to make these. I mean, not really a whole lot of effort. A little time consuming, but I really find this kind of project, it's kind of therapeutic, to make something with your hands, and it's cool. I mean, check this out. So then the next one, the base of the cabinet will come out a 1/16 of an inch and sit in those slots. So that's where it's really going to start getting interesting. So like, here's one of the bases, and you can kind of see this. I put that one in there, so then you'll be able to see how it's gonna sit in there. Now this piece is a little too small, but just for reference purposes. But there you go, guys. Looking awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna keep going, and yeah, I got 54 drawers to make. So stay tuned, guys.